Cops beat black girl for resisting. Then she makes one call to her father, the director of the FBI. Stop resisting. I'm not, she cried, her face pressed into the cold pavement. Blood trickled from her lip as the cuffs tightened, cutting off circulation. Shoppers stood frozen, watching and recording, but doing nothing. A girl in honors classes, the daughter of dignity, reduced to a suspect in seconds. And as the cop leaned in, smirking, she whispered, "One call? That's all I need." He laughed until her phone rang back. And the voice on the line made him go pale. This is the story of power, abused Dan power reclaimed. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Hit like and drop your city in the comments. Kana Washington was 17, a Strata student with dreams of becoming a civil rights lawyer. On weekends, she volunteered at food banks, and during the week, she immersed herself in books and extracurricular activities. That Saturday afternoon, she was at the mall shopping for her debate team's first out-of-state tournament. She had just bought a navy blazer and was heading to meet her friends in the food court. She walked with confidence, head high, posture poised, not knowing that her poise would soon be misread as defiance. Two white officers lingered outside, the store eyes tracking her every move. To Anaya, they were just another reminder of how young black girls are always watched a little too closely. But this time, watching wasn't enough. What happened next would turn a teenager's typical day into a national headline and a father's worst nightmare into a call for justice. As she stepped out of the store, a voice barked, "Hey, stop right there!" Startled, Anaya turned to see two officers approaching fast. Got a report of theft. One snapped, eyes cold. She held out her receipt, confused. "I paid for everything. Check the bag." But they didn't check. They grabbed. One officer shoved her against the glass window, twisting her arms behind her back. "Stop resisting," he yelled as she cried out in pain. People gathered. Phones came out. But no one stepped in. They threw her to the ground, knees digging into her spine, blood mixing with the pavement. Her voice trembled. "Please call my father." They laughed. "Who? Some public defender?" Inside the squad car, her hands cuffed, her face bruised, she was allowed one call. She could barely hold the phone, but her voice was steady. "Dad, it happened. They beat me. It's West Park Mall." Silence. Then his voice, "I'm on it. Don't say another word." Back at the precinct, the officers joked about paperwork and teaching her a lesson. Then the phones rang. Then came the black SUVs. Agents in suits stepped in. No badges shown. Just words that dropped like bombs. "You assaulted the daughter of the FBI director. You need to lawyer up now." The smug smiles vanished. This wasn't a warning. It was a reckoning. The precinct was swarming within the hour. Federal agents took over desks, reviewed footage, and seized every report. The officers who beat Anaya were separated, stripped of weapons, and questioned on record. One tried to protest. She resisted. An agent held up the body cam footage. "This says otherwise." And there, in the center of the chaos, walked in director Marcus Washington, Anaya's father. He didn't yell, didn't cry. He looked each man in the eye and said, "You picked the wrong girl. And the wrong father." The room fell silent that day. Power didn't protect from brutality. It held it accountable, dear audience. If you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It helps. Anaya recovered, but the scars went deeper than bruises. Her story made national news, not because of who her father was, but because she lived to tell it. Millions saw the video. Millions more saw themselves in her pain. The officers were suspended, then fired, then charged. But for every Anaya, there are countless others with no one to call. She now speaks at schools, reminding students of their rights and reminding the system that the youth are watching. Her dream is to become a civil rights lawyer, stronger than ever. And her father. He's still fighting corruption, but this time, with even more fire, because injustice touched his home. The question remains, do we need power to receive justice? Or should justice be the power for all? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new